Hey fam, and welcome back to another episode. Actually, the first episode of Straighten Me Out. Straighten Me Out is the Wakanda of unpopular opinions. We are your host. I'm Camila Asha, and this is the very well-spoken Maya. But before we hop into it, this episode is brought to you by Lady Labor, virtual assistance firm based in the U.S. They allow you to outsource projects, documents, and get them back quickly and efficiently. So go to www.ladylabor.com and get a quote for your upcoming project or task. So let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into it. What's our first topic?
Okay, so a couple days ago, I posted on my Facebook, the problem is it's become cool to have gay children. Okay. It's become cool to have a gay child, okay?
To try to straighten you out in your comment section.
Okay, so here's the thing. Some people I actually like and respect. There's a gay gentleman, Larry. He really took offense to this. And immediately I thought about you, like, hold on. I'm not homophobic. I got a gay friend. You can't be homophobic when you have a gay friend. So I wanted to ask you, and I was very bothered, to be honest, real talk. I was very disheartening that he took it this way and he was upset about it. Yeah. So I wanted to reach out to you and get your thoughts on it. But first, I'm going to tell you my thoughts, okay?
Okay, let's hear them. Hear them.
On the heels of the Dwyane Wade, okay? Right. On the heels of that. But let's take it back a little further. I remember when being Black wasn't cool. I remember when we weren't the popular people. I personally remember when people used to come up to me and be like, oh, you're so pretty. What are you mixed with?
Yeah.
Like you had to be mixed with something to be pretty. Yeah. And I think the pendulum swings and it swung into Black people's favor. Now we're the most popular people on the planet. We're the best actors, actresses, sports people. Now it's cool to be Black. People want to look Black. People want to emulate our behavior, and people want Black kids. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, you couldn't make a white woman or a white family adopt a Black child.
Right,
now, yeah. You couldn't make them. Now, not only are people adopting Black children, they're having their own Black children. I think people seek Black men but that's enough to end up with a melanin child. I think they do that on purpose. So, just like it wasn't cool to be Black, it wasn't cool to be gay.
Right.
But their pendulum is now swinging too into their favor. I think first people wanted to be a little bit more, you could tell that people were acting gay. I don't know. And this goes back to, I feel like people act gay, and now we're at the point where, like people want Black children, people now want gay children.
So, so my question, right? So, because before we get all the way into this, what do you see being the benefit of having a gay child?
I think it's just a fad. I think it's just a sign of the times. I think having a mixed child is just a fad. I think it's a kind of a, I think it's kind of a conversational piece that your child is gay. I think it's almost in the same category of having a child that's good at athletics. Like you'd be like, well, you know, Billy, he's the star quarterback. I think it's now like, well, you know, little Sam identifies as a woman. I think that's just something to talk about. And I think it's something that makes you a little edgy, and it makes you a little cool, and it makes you in the in crowd.
So I don't know if people know this about me, right? As you stated earlier, the reason why you wanted my opinion is clearly, if you can't tell, I'm super gay. Like I'm like 85% gay. Really, it's like 99% because these men out here be But anyway,
Right.
every once in a while you see one that look good, and then you get on this social media and you're like, yeah, I'm straight.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I married a woman. But anyway, so I agree. So the shortest way to put this is that I agree.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, though. So when you have a parent who has a gay child, sometimes it's to be cool, it's to be edgy. But what happens is we live in an era where social media, like getting those likes and those shares, those clicks, that serotonin get the going, and people a lot of times like tie their self-worth into like their social media presence, right? How many likes and shares you get. So what happens is when, as a parent, when you have a child that's extra mediocre, because like you said, Billy, he's a star quarterback. Well, this kid is a regional mathlete, or, this kid was at least prom king, like moving upward, like who is socially mobile, right? Upward.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a kid that's not conventionally attractive, not necessarily smart, you got a BC student, doesn't have any talents, can't sing, dance, nothing. It's like there has to be something special about my child, right? So now I got to figure out how I can one up these other parents. And so I think a lot of, it's kind of like Munchausen syndrome, right? Because sometimes parents can even do this to their kids without their kids even knowing. They telling the moms at their book club meetings, or whenever they go to a little paint wine night or whatever they got going on, they're like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, he identifies as a girl and da-da-da-da-da. You have no clue. This kid ain't got no clue that their mama done signed him a whole identity just so she can be popular with a book club. And so it's like the easiest way to get that attention and those likes or whatever, and not necessarily affect your child. And I know a lot of people do it just because being somewhat a part of the gay community, because I ain't necessarily a part of the community, but that's for another conversation later, my particular qualms with the gay community, why I really don't identify as LGBT or whatever. But
girl, you done missed a Q. There's a plus on the end. Yeah.
No,
LGBT.
they'll be all right. The alphabet gang,
right?
So and I don't really identify with the community, but I've spent some time in it and been around it to know that a lot of these people who claim to be gay are not. Just like you have the gay for pay, gay for the weekend, like and we see it because it has become cool. I don't think in the way that people look at like the gay agenda and how it's scary, people aren't necessarily trying to turn people gay per se, but it's like now that gay people have this representation, right? Mm-hmm. And it's one of them same situations where like you said, we're being black. It's like, so until people it's being black wasn't cool until other people figure out how to capitalize off of it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So then it's the same thing with being gay. I don't believe in no gay agenda, but I do think that it was always going to remain under wraps until the dominant culture figured out how to capitalize on it. Right. Mm-hmm. So with drag culture, which is completely influenced like the makeup game, you see how many people have become like millionaires off of makeup tutorials and stuff like that, off of stuff they got, seeing drag queens and things like that, right? And then you see how a lot of these drag queens actually make their own outfits and things like that. Then you all of a sudden you got these shows with these designers on these reality shows with designers or whatnot. And so the closest a regular person could get to that is just by saying their kid is gay. Mm-hmm. Like, and then, especially for, like, I don't necessarily identify by political ideologies, right? Your liberals, your progressives, all that other stuff. But what I will say, though, is that white people who identify themselves as liberal, it's like it's this race for tolerance. It's whoever's the most tolerant, right? Mm-hmm. I'm more tolerant than you. Oh, I got a black friend. You know what? I got a black trans friend. You know what? I got a black friend that's trans and crippled. Like, or disabled, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, no offense, but I'm saying, like, it's like we gon' it's one of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Got a black gay friend in the army. What?
Yeah.
Let me call her.
So it's like you want,
right.
it's like the paradox of tolerance. So the more, you know, behind elections or whatever, you see the bigotry and whatever the case may be, so the more tolerant people become on the other end. So now, in order to make people seem like I'm the most woke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the most woke, I'm the most tolerant, I got a gay kid. You know what? You know, you got a gay kid, I got a trans kid. How about that?
You know what? That's so true. Anytime I'm in a social setting and someone talks about how they've traveled abroad, I've never been out the country. The farthest I've been is Mexico and Puerto Rico. But every time anybody talks about traveling abroad, I always bring up my friend Uche, who lived in Japan, and she travels. So I use her just to insert her into these conversations, like, you know, and she's fluent in Japanese, and, you know, she goes to Japan, and that's my contribution to the conversation about being in other countries. You know, she loved it. Yeah. And I don't think we do that on purpose and on a malicious level, but I do think some parents are molding their kids to be what they want them to be.
Well, because you got to look at it like, because I mean, parents have always lived vicariously through their children anyway. Like, that's been a thing. But the shift in how we interact with each other in general now is different. So, you know, my parents were born in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like in the 50s, certain stuff wasn't cool. But you got people that was born in the late 80s, early 90s, who late 80s, not as much, but, you know, grew up with social media. Like, I was in middle school before we had like a computer in the house. I remember dial-up internet, right? Like, I was born when we still had brick phones and things like that. But it's like we live in a social media era, the microwave era, where people want everything instantly, and people actually care about what happens on social media. People care about like being liked, and people care about being popular for real. And people will do anything for clicks and likes. So these same people, when we see people like Boom Gang robbing people on camera, like taking stuff and running, or, you know, these kids that's licking the ice cream or whatever in stores and stuff. And you saw that one parent actually went to jail because she took her kid to do this foolishness, right? That's just stupid. But she took her own daughter to participate in it. You got to understand that these kids that are growing up, you know what I'm saying, with the advent of YouTube and all that other stuff, these gonna be somebody's parents one day. And so what happens is we're seeing that transition of people who grew up on social media and their parenting skills or lack thereof. They want what's hot, they want what's popular. So not only do I want these Yeezys and I want to wear all the Supreme gear, and I want to wear braids, and I want to be able to use the N-word, I got to have a trans kid because I got to one up my friends with gay kids.
Right.
I got to.
I feel the same way. So, okay. So we get some other perspectives. I'm going to get my phone out and let's read some of the comments.
Let's do it.
The problem is.
I'm sure they're interesting.
Let me find. Okay. So before I say anything else, some people saw my post as, oh, she's homophobic, me too. Let me write a rant about these.
Oh yeah, I mean that's gonna happen.
That's not how I feel at all. And I just looked at their comments and was like, ooh, and just kept going.
Yeah.
Okay. So one person, Larry Ulibarri, who I'm legitimately, I didn't mean to offend him, you know. I thought we can have a debate, a conversation about it. But he says, really? Or has it finally become okay for us gay people to safely come out? Wow.
Well, if you want to get technical, Larry, all trans people aren't gay and all like it's so many things within that community, right? So all of these are totally separate issues. And then, yeah, it's okay for us to be out to a certain extent. But when you got 3 and 4-year-old trans children and 5 and 6-year-old, like it's a little different. If your child comes to you and say, hey, you're gay. And so this is me, somebody who is gay, right? I'm gonna be 1,000 right now. And it's probably gonna piss some people off, and that's okay. I'm gay. I don't want no gay babies. It is what it is. And the reason is not because it's some type of self-hatred. It's not because for whatever reason I have an issue with gay people. The issue is I understand how hard this life could be. Any parent that actively celebrates that, right? For a child who's figuring out the world, I'm going to side-eye them. Because I know how hard this is.
I feel like you're 10 years too late making that comment, you know, because it's like going back to race. It's like people were like, I don't want any black kids. Like a white woman would get caught sleeping with a black man, and just her being caught, she would be like, no, he raped me. You know what I mean? So I think you're 10 years too late, because now it's cool. Now it's acceptable. Now it's fun. Now it's
also leading to a rise in suicides between like gay and actual trans people, right? Mm-hmm. Like let's be real about the effects here. I understand, especially because I have a son, right? Me and Gavin have these conversations. I know what it's like to be an outcast and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I will never be for assimilation, right? Because I'm going to dress how I dress. I'm going to talk how I talk. I don't care what I do for a living. I don't owe nobody no proper English. It's going to be some African-American vernacular English / Ebonics every time you talk to me. That's what you're going to get. And if we got to take it there and you want to be crass or whatever about how I talk, I can give you that vocabulary. But I'm not for assimilation. But what I do encourage, though, is that for a child, mm-hmm. I understand that trauma and certain experiences actually like stunt them developmentally when it comes to brain development, emotional intelligence. So as a parent, my job is to protect my child, right? If Gavin decided, and we've had these conversations, and he's like, that's for you. I don't necessarily know if that's for me. When he was a lot smaller, you know, you got kids doing what they do at 6, 7, and 8, right? I was probably exposed to some things I probably should have seen at a young age, because you got older cousins who do the most, right? Or whatever the case may be. Or you see too much on TV. But the thing is, you know, even then, I don't know. He would say, I don't know. So it's like, if he tells me that he feels like he likes boys or something like that, right? If that was the case, if Gavin came to me and said he was gay, that's cool. I'm going to still love you. You can be as gay as you want to be. But what I will tell you, though, is that life is going to be hard. So as long as you are here in this house, I'm not going, because my son has autonomy, and I value giving him that autonomy, but he still needs to learn how to navigate the larger community. Period, though.
Yes, but I disagree that life is going to be hard. I think you're approaching that with the views that you've gathered with you being gay, but he's in a different world. Now it's okay, it's fun, it's marketable. I don't think Bruce Jenner's gay. I don't even think he's trans. I don't think he wants to be a cross-dresser. I just think this man grew up or was.
He was rich and he wants to be relevant and ran out of things to do.
That's exactly what I think with Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think. I'm not buying it. I think it's just marketing. I think that's just what he decided to do.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Gavin is in a world that's going to prosecute him as hard as the world that you were in.
I think
the world has changed.
Jobs and things like that, that's going to make the difference. That's going to make it, because even if you look at gay culture, right, and you look at because the gay community as a whole has like $1 trillion or something crazy as far as like spending, like buying power, right? But the thing is, when you look at most, I hate to say this because it's gonna sound crazy. So when two communities are intersecting here, right? Mm-hmm. So it's already, even though it's cool to be black, it's only so cool to be black.
Okay.
So if Gavin were to be a white gay male, totally different. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves them. You watch your Andy Cohen and all this other stuff, everybody loves them. How many respectable black gay men do we have for real?
0.
And if you do have, because RuPaul dressing drag. So seriously though, so where are
Johnson, Magic Johnson's son?
Where are Andy Cohen wear suits on his show though?
Oh, that's a point, girl.
And Anderson Cooper. Look at him. Where is the Black version of that? So my fear is why I say life will be hard, not necessarily because people persecute him for being gay, but I truly believe his opportunities will be limited. He's already a Black male, and they're going to want to put him in that box.
Don Lemon.
That's it. But yeah, Don Lemon, like that's it though. That's it. And he got to where he was before anybody knew he was gay though.
Mm-hmm.
So leading with that, I don't think he would have made it as far.
Okay.
I'm positive he lived a double life before he got to that point. And that's why I say, like, so parents who celebrate that, yes, you love your child. Yes, you're supposed to support their choices, but your job is to also prepare them for the real world. And the real world is not going to celebrate them with fucking rainbows and flags the way you do. It's just not real.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of parents, because they want attention, it's like Munchausen syndrome almost. You know how you got parents that make their kids sick for attention?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. There's plenty of parents who do that. Meanwhile, you got parents and children really going through these issues, really, are struggling with their sexuality, really have, gender dysphoria, really got like real things going on. Meanwhile, people are wearing this particular sexuality like a new outfit. It's like wearing a pair of Yeezys. It's cool right now, but when it's not cool no more, your kid who was never gay to begin with get to go on and live their regular ass life.
Right.
And so, but I'm positive it's just cool right now. So people want that. Or you got kids who don't even understand. Somebody was telling me about their daughter is like 11. And, he's telling me, he was like, it was a much simpler time when I grew up and da-da-da-da-da. He's like, my daughter's telling she doesn't know if she's like straight or bi or whatever, pansexual and some other stuff. And I was like, she's 11. She probably doesn't really understand what those things mean in the bigger scheme of things, right? She probably understands that being bi means you like boys and girls, but you're talking about kids that when it comes to liking somebody versus actual like sexual attraction, I get it. Fast ass little girls and little boys out here that's having sex at like 11 years old, but that is not the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Most people do not actually start having like attractions of sexual nature until they're teenagers. That is just the thing. Mm-hmm. So it's for me, and looking at the way humans naturally develop at 11 years old, you don't know what you want. You don't. And 9 times out of 10, you ain't never thought about it anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's never, and not to put my son's business out there for real, but he's 13 and we've had conversations about masturbation and everything. Bro, I ain't never even did that shit. And I'm thinking he would have been years ago. Right. Like, you know what it was? I had to have that conversation. That was an awkward conversation. But so it's like, if he not even thinking on that level, being gay versus being straight, like that's not even on that main mind. But when that time comes, when he has that attraction, at that point, that determination will be made.
Right. Right.
So like it's just like, even with me, like most of my life, I preferred men most of my life. But the older I get, just the less I tend to be attracted to them, and it is what it is.
Okay. So another comment that Larry made, he said, you don't become gay later. You actually come out because you're tired of living a lie, tired of hiding who you are. I think that comes from his experience and his life. My reply was, I wish I can tag her, but I know that would embarrass her. I know a woman that made a conscious decision to stop dealing with men and only engage with females. And she did not come out. She switched over. So I don't think everybody, if I had to put a percentage on it, I would say 5% of people are born gay and 95% of people are gay due to trauma, circumstances, and environment, okay? Otherwise, people being born gay, that means people who are sent to prison on life sentences. They're going to be in there for a long time. Did they just decide to come out in prison? Or did they adapt to their surroundings and say, this is all I have, this is what I'm going to do?
I get that.
I don't think, I think rarely. I met a guy I grew up with a young boy that was born, that I feel like could be considered born gay. But in addition to that, he was raised by his mom, grandma, and aunties.
Like, you know what? I would feel you on that. So I have mixed opinions on that, right? So first, I don't think being raised by somebody means anything. Like, I've been gay for a long time. Gavin lived with me and was raised by two women. And he like, nah, y'all got that, I'm straight. So yeah, like I said, when he was young, he was like, that might be what's best for you. But he was like, I don't think that's for me. I don't know if that's for me.
Okay.
Cool, right? So sexuality can't be propagated. I'll say that much. You can't turn somebody gay, but I do agree with people.
You can't?
No, hell no. And here, let me get there. You can't make somebody gay. What you can do though is, like you said, adapting to situations, right? That's just like, for instance, I don't like onion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care how many Red Robin commercials I see. Them burgers be fine, but I'm like, oh, I got onions on it. So if I go get it, I'm gonna get it without the onions. Okay, how many different ways you cook them? It's just like, onions taste like onions to everybody. They taste the same, but how we interpret that taste is different. Because nobody ever tasted a banana and was like, this don't taste like a banana. It don't matter. We all recognize the taste is the same. Right. But some of us have adverse reactions to the taste, some of us don't. But in certain situations, right? If there have been times where I'm hungry and there's onions on something and I'm too hungry to pick them shits off. So guess what I'm finna have to do? Eat some onions and just be mad. But you can't make me like them, though.
But okay, I don't really care for tomatoes. But when you cook them right and you put them with the right thing, I don't like tomatoes, but I like them in ketchup. I like them in tomato sauce. I like them in a really good salad. I don't mind. If I have to eat a tomato off a salad by itself, I'm not happy. But if I could put a tomato, a green olive, a cucumber, and lettuce and dressing all on a fork, then I can eat that and be good. So here's what I think. I think sexuality is a spectrum. I think there's gay, 100% gay over here, and 100% straight over here. I don't think you can make somebody gay. I think you can move their little straight meter a few inches this way, though.
Probably. I can see that. I can see that. But I do think there are some people who are going to be 100% one way or another. But I also think majority of people fit in the middle, though.
I think so too.
The vast majority of people fit closer to the middle, and because the thing is, and I've noticed this, right?
Okay.
The way people date, and the way people interact with each other. So it's like, men, for real, I don't think most men really like women. I don't, because
like them how?
Like, no, actually like them. They don't.
Like them sexually?
Like, I don't even think they like them sexually. I think a lot of times men just use women to jack off, essentially. Because the thing is, you see the way men interact with their male friends, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that most men don't have female friends.
Uh-huh.
That already let you know that they don't view men and women as the same.
Right.
So men normally only interact with women that they can consume in some form or fashion. If it's your mama, she do shit for you. If it's one of your female cousins and they do shit for you, or if it's a woman you get to sleep with. That's it. If we ain't related and we ain't fucking, like, women seem to serve no purpose. That's why I think a lot of men don't actually like women. A lot of them really be gay because they have closer relationships with their homeboys.
Right.
And then just like men who like to, like when you were younger and men would like run trains on women, that's homoerotic as hell to me. Y'all are gay. Or dudes who sit around and watch porn together, that's gay.
Mm-hmm. If
you're not attracted to men, how you aroused in a room full of them? Y'all are weird. Like, okay. And then like straight male culture as a whole is pretty homoerotic. They even call guns dicks now. Y'all got like weird obsession. When you down bad, you down on your dick. Like, like literally talk about dicks all the time. I don't care what nobody say. Like the average man, and this is why they go so hard on gay issues, because it's triggering for a lot of them. It's triggering. You hiding at that point, you know. And so, but to back it up though, when it comes to children,
they all are. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about all the dudes I dated and talked to. Yeah.
Yeah, like you nobody's gonna convince me I'm wrong on this situation.
Yeah.
Like a lot of so even the dudes I've dated in the past, I would not date a man who did not have female friends. Because having female friends, like platonic relationships with women, let me know you respect women to a certain extent. Men who don't, you're a creep. It is what it is. That's always been a rule of mine. Always. So like, for real, because like I said, men don't really, and they go for these hyper feminine women, right? So you like sports, you like playing video games, whether it be Call of Duty, whatever the case may be, or you like doing certain things, you cut hair, whatever, and you're into certain things, and then you go date a woman who's completely not interested in none of that. You want to pick up the bad chick at the club that all she want to do is watch makeup tutorials and reality TV, and then you mad. It's because you don't actually like women. You got your homeboys, your male friends are based on mutual interests, right? And there's a certain level of respect because y'all actually have things in common.
Right.
You go pick women based on what society tells you is attractive. Because you don't actually like them for real. I just need her to look good.
Right.
That's it. Everybody out here living this copy and paste lifestyle.
You know what? When I was younger, I was like, okay, if I'm not married by a certain age, I'm going to some mud hut in South Africa.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna get him a work visa through my company, right? That's how I'm gonna get him to the United States. And this is gonna be my mate. This is gonna be my partner. It never occurred to me that I want somebody, if I don't find someone I can relate to, that I can talk to, that contributes to me, I'm just gonna have a handsome, fine, attractive guy, and we just gonna, but I don't need him for anything else.
You literally don't. So,
and the minute he learned too much English, I'm sending his ass back. The minute he be like, "Where you going?" I'm gonna be like, "What? Where am I going?"
You gotta go.
Trump deportation, like they're at my house. Somebody, you don't. They don't. A lot of men don't like women.
Not for real, no.
Not for real.
No, that's just like you get on social media, right? And let's say, so had your conversation been something different, and Larry had been a straight guy, right? He'd have been more likely to argue with you, cuss you out, than a man with the exact same message. And I've actually seen it happen on my own post. I'll make a statement and some dude, oh, that's dumb as fuck. He going off in the comments. I'm like, bro, why you being disrespectful? And then as soon as one of my guy friends come along, says the exact same thing. All of a sudden, oh, I see where you coming from, bro. Peace to you. Peace and blessings, King. Because they don't like women. Men do not like women for real.
You know what? A lot of the time when I get some kickback for my comments, it be dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, well here's something else. It be dudes I turned down.
Oh yeah, they real, because women are commodities to them for real. Like that's how it go.
If you want to know every dude I ever curved or was like, nah, I think I'm
gonna look through the comment section.
Look through my comments. If anybody called me stupid, that's him. That's him. Man.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad you. Am I homophobic?
I don't think so. Because I say stuff that could be seen as homophobic, and I'm clearly gay. Like I don't think anybody was surprised. Oh, that's what I meant to say though, in regards to his comment, because you said something like he was pretty much coming from a place of like his own personal experiences with. I never came out. I literally just showed up with a girlfriend one day and nobody was surprised. So my thing is,
Okay.
this is one of my things when it comes to the gay community. I don't understand coming out. I've never understood that. Never. Because I'm like, I ain't never met somebody who was gay that I didn't know was gay, first of all. I ain't never been related to somebody care about you, for your family, your friends, somebody you grew up with. They know. They know. They already know. I ain't never had one of my cousins come out and be like, oh, I'm gay. You late. You telling me for? I already knew that. So it's like, what? I don't, especially once you're at a certain age, right? If you're a kid and you're like let's say if you're like a teenager and you want to start dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you bring somebody to the house, I don't feel like I gotta go tell my parents I'm gay for real, but I could see in a situation like that when you're young and you're dating someone, but even then, I have a girlfriend. That's just what it's going. It's not gonna be like, oh, I got something to tell you guys. I'm a lesbian or I'm bisexual, whatever the case may be. It's just like, for what?
Right.
For what?
So
if you're adult, it definitely doesn't make sense. As a kid, though, giving your parents a disclaimer, but I wouldn't even tell them I was gay. It'll be more so because it's not important unless I'm finna bring somebody to the house. So then it's like, okay, I'm dating somebody and it's another girl. So is it okay if she come or not? That's all I need to know.
Right. So let me ask you this. How old were you when you were like, oh, I'm gay?
I've liked girls since I was like elementary school, but like I said, you don't understand until you actually, I don't know, get to a point where you're sexually active, right? So even then, like in high school, there were girls I was attracted to, but I was just kind of like, I don't know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I still like men too, so it's just like I didn't feel like I was missing out on nothing, no. So I don't know what it's like for somebody who's like strictly a lesbian. So for me, it's like I'm not missing out on nothing, even though I'm dating these dudes. It's like, oh, she's attractive, but so is he. So I'm good because I'm still somebody I find attractive and somebody I like. So it took till I was like in my 20s before I was just like, you know what? Let me give this a shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're married to a woman.
I decided to try dating one.
Right. And now you're married to a woman.
Yes.
So it worked out.
Yeah, married to a woman who never dated another woman before. So
okay, she ain't come out. She switched over then.
Yeah. Pretty much. There wasn't no coming out.
And you just told me that you can't make nobody gay. And you made your wife gay.
I didn't make her gay. She only liked me. I don't know. I don't know. But real talk, women are a little different. And I say that because they did an experiment where they were showing women like pornographic images of, heterosexual couples, gay couples, lesbian couples, like mixing it up.
Mm-hmm.
We're given different monitors. They actually inserted one in their vagina too. And they did the same experiment with men. So men who actually identified as straight, like I'm talking about, they meat actually shrunk whenever they saw images of other dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got the most pleasure out of watching lesbian porn, right? Because it's two women. It was the opposite for gay dudes, right? Women aroused through all of the images. Didn't matter what it was. All of them. Even if they said that they were straight, they had never been with another woman, or if they didn't like homosexuality as a whole, they were still aroused by watching two men too.
Wow, that makes sense.
So women are just.
Or is it because women are empathetic and we could put ourselves in that person's situation and be like, oh, I see how that's pleasurable?
I think that's part of it, but I think, not to get all hoteppery and go down that metaphysical route, but I think just the fact that everybody has an X chromosome, I think women are just different.
Okay.
I mean, everybody comes from us, so I just think we wired that way. I think women are pretty much the default for everything. So when it comes to like the human race, so it's kind of like I just expect us to be able to have the capacity anyway to love and to be loved by pretty much anybody.
Mm. Okay. Okay. I'm just glad you kind of said I don't think so. I asked you, did you think I was homophobic? You said I don't think so. That's not the answer I was looking for. But I thought you were like, no, girl, not at all.
So from our interactions, right, that we've had over the last couple of years, like I would say no, but I don't know what you say when I ain't around. Everybody got
I'm telling you what I say when you got
black friend, the token, whatever. It be like,
you're not my token. You're not my
okay.
Today you are, because I just need a gay friend.
Right.
No. It's not like that. It's not like that.
Well, but you said anything that could be seen as homophobic, not in my opinion. But what I do think though is that some of the things that post in particular, I think those things are going to incite homophobic people.
It did. It definitely did. And that was not my intentions.
Yeah, so you just kind of get thrown in the box with them.
Yeah. I don't want to be in the box. I don't think being gay is a sexual perversion. Somebody said that. I don't think it's that. I think it's just your personal preference.
Yeah.
I think it's just a preference. I think we should leave it at that. I don't think anybody should be defined by what they do in their bedroom and their personal time and who they do it with. I don't even think gay, homosexual, any of that should be even discussed.
I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, hey, if you feel like I look gay as hell, that's cool, but we ain't gotta talk about it. Like that's why I say I don't necessarily identify with the community as a whole, because I'm just Maya. Like I'm either gonna be Maya, I'm gonna be MJ, whatever. That's first and foremost. After that, like clearly I'm black, and then I'm a woman. That's it. The rest of that shit, there's nothing. I don't identify by my sexuality because it ain't nobody business.
Okay. So I'm not out of pocket.
No, not at all.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
So I ain't have to straighten you out this particular time, which is definitely good.
Thank you. I appreciate it, because a lot of people was like, girl, this is what's wrong with America. Like, yeah. And I just felt like it was good. So I'm good. I'm on the right track, and I have sound thoughts.
Yeah. People don't have enough money to have designer babies yet, so they take their little boys and put them in skirts so they can get some attention.
Wow.
You got these regular ass, mediocre ass kids out here. You gotta have something.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm doubling down on my comment.
Yeah.
I think it's become cool to have a gay kid. I'm doubling down on it.
Yep.
All right, girl. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Yeah, this thing. My pleasure.
All right. Everybody watching, have a good evening, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Adios.